So let's take a look at the Fishman Fluence Bass humbuckers. These are loaded into the Schecter SLS. Right now, Schecter, I think, kind of has the lock on these. This is the only bass I know of that has these, at least at the time of this recording. I'm sure they're going to be up for sale eventually, individually, but right now, if you want to get your hands on them, got to check them out in here. So this comes with a full package of active EQ and the voicing switch, which, if you know anything about Fishman, this has been on their guitars for a while. I'm going to cover this here in a second, but at the beginning, when I did the playthrough part of the video, I did everything in what's called the modern position. That's all the way to the bottom. That one and the classic are the ones that are most different from each other. I did do a playthrough on the classic. If you haven't already checked it out, go check out the SLS review that I did on this one. The playthrough on that one is all done on the classic setting. So you can compare them both, and both are done through the same gear, same settings, same everything, so it's going to be a good comparison. But we're going to go through it here anyway and check it out. So again, the voicing switch is something completely different and something unique to Fishman. They have 3 settings on here. The bottom is called Modern, the center is called Funk, and the top is Classic. Now, the Modern setting, very hi-fi. It's pretty much what you would expect out of an active setup. This one's really clear, really detailed, extended treble, extended bass, in neutral position, everything set flat. Now in the second position, you have the one called Funk. This one isn't that far off from Modern. It's a little bit more scooped, still has the extended high and low, but it seems like they dig it out a little bit at about 1K to really give it that smiley face curve for, obviously, your more percussive kind of things, funk, slap. But you can hear they're not that far off from each other. Just a little bit more upper mid and aggression on the Modern. Now the setting that's really different from the others is Classic. This one doesn't have quite as much extension up in the treble, but has a lot more mids. Kind of like older school pickups, a bit more grunt, and just an OG bass sound, but done active. Now in the rest of the package, you've got a pan pot, volume, and then you've got these 2 EQs. Both of them have center points, and you can dial in back and forward both settings. For the front one is bass and treble, so you can add more treble or cut back to more bass, and the other is a mid dial. So checking those out, if you've got them both at center, dialing this one full out, darker bass setting, all the way up, back to center. So the other one, you've got a mid sweep. Well, it's not, again, a parametric mid sweep, but it's going to boost all your mids or pretty much cut them all out. So again, this is set center. We go all the way forward, back to center, all the way out. So you have that real mid-frequency kind of honk that you can dial in or out. And again, these apply to all 3 modes. So regardless of which voicing you're in, the parametrics all apply to that. So again, a lot of options all the way through here, but wait, there's more. As if that wasn't enough, pop the volume knob and you get single coil setting for both pickups. Now, on top of that, all 3 of the voicing positions can be used in single coil, so can the different EQs. So you've got all those options all the way over in single coil. So if there's a sound you're trying to get and you can't find it in here, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is about as versatile package as I've ever seen on a bass. It took me a long time to really kind of get my head around the amount of tone shaping and what everything did. But I'm really a gear nerd, so I had a good time with it and everything, but if you're really into having something that is going to be the bass that covers just about any gig, I don't see how you're going to need any more than this. When it comes to the articulation, this is, again, really hi-fi in some settings, but boosting over to classic, you can get that old school grunt and the thing that sits really well in the mix. The articulation on it, though, I found the big advantage on the Fishmans were when I would try it in different mixes and different settings, I didn't have to use as much processing as usual to get it to cut through a mix. Went through guitars like a knife. Sits in almost like it's already been compressed in EQ in some settings. So I think that detail is what adds to it. You're not having to add so much after tone shaping to get that definition that you're looking for to make sure you're riding right in the mix. And that one really kind of knocked me back a little bit. I was surprised at how much detail they were able to put in these pickups and keep it through all the different voicings. Even when you roll off some of the parametric or, the tone knob all the way back to the bass, there's still detail in the tone. You can still be understood, it's intelligible, and that's a tough one to pull off. So I recommend it. I really enjoyed getting to go through the whole package and just mess around with these again. I spent probably 2 weeks just screwing around with this when I first got it, just playing with the different sounds. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you got your hands on one of these yet. Some thoughts, ideas, things that you've come up with, maybe something I didn't cover or come up with. And yeah, comments and discussion below. Hit that subscribe button, do whatever you need to do, share it, scream it from the heavens. But I'm going to be coming back here again shortly, right after the NAMM show. I've got some new gear coming up. We're going to be doing some pedals. I've got some lesson material and a couple other surprises. So definitely subscribe and check back and give me a shout below. That's it for this one. I'll see you on the next.